have yet another Goodwill package. It's still as large as usual because they package it like that. So now I get to spend the next few minutes opening this huge box. Okay, it's actually packaged a lot differently than all the other Goodwill books. And here it is. That's it. It's the titanium PowerBook from the PowerBook G4 series. It's the very first one, I think, out of the PowerBook G4s. The shell does appear to be actively, like, falling off. We're missing our screws here, a few of them. Battery does appear to be intact. It doesn't seem swollen. And if it is, I don't think it's all too swollen. I don't know. I think we can just put that back in and hope that it works. It doesn't light up right now because this thing's untested, which means I get to plug it in and then it lights on fire. Let's see what the inside looks like. Okay, or the latch release can just not open. Thanks. There we go. Let's see what it looks like. Thanks. That was a cool reveal. That's what it looks like. We got the translucent keyboard, which I think lifts up for maintenance by these little levers, or not, because, you know, it's I guess it's just a parts machine at this point. We got the paint peeling up here, power button there, trackpad off camera. This is the earlier version of the PowerBook G4 though, because we got the this font instead of the one Apple used after this. We do have a nice even screen though. Looks incredible and not cracked, hopefully. The latch does still work. On the other side, there's no ports on either side of this besides audio and the Kensington lock. Those are there. Oh, screen's lifting up a little. Along with the other side, both sides are just lifting a little bit. Alright, let's take a look at what ports we have. Wow. We got Firewire 400. We got Ethernet, 2 USB, 1 VGA. So if this display doesn't work, I can get an external VGA display. We got S-Video out, the cool restart button for programmers, and the modem port. The Ethernet and modem port are on opposite sides. Let's just close that back up for now. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention we also have the power port, which doesn't look like it's doing too well. I will go get the charger right now. Alright, the charger that should hopefully work today is this one. I think it's probably the one that came with this PowerBook, but this one didn't come with a charger because it's untested. We plug it in, we get green light and orange light, so the battery functions, surprisingly. Let's go over to the battery side. The battery's lights are not on, which is a little concerning. Oh, never mind. We press the power button. The lights very dimly turn on. So dim you can barely see them on video. Let me do it again. There you go, it's blurry, but you can see it, so it works. Well, now that we're plugged in, and we don't get the red charger light, so I don't really need to do any disassembly just yet. Let's get this stupid latch release open again. Open this thing up, and we are just gonna power it on with absolutely no further inspection, because that's what we do here. We're not even gonna open this thing up. If this thing has like a capacitor that's about to light on fire, I don't care. Here we go. That was a horrible sound by the CD drive. That just sounded like a bag of sand moved. I'm willing to bet that that CD drive is extremely dead. And as just an incredible bonus, I don't hear a hard drive, which means I think we need to find a hard drive for this thing. But first, I might as well. macOS 10.0. I have the box in the background for it, but I'm not gonna sacrifice the macOS 10 CD for this. Okay, in it goes. Alright, thanks. You need a little help there? Nope. Your drive is just blocked off by something. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing in your CD drive anymore. You don't have to do that. I'm actually quite surprised that this thing seems like it's just working. You know, fully untested unit, powered on. It boots right up. There's no cursor at this point in booting yet. So we will need to get a hard drive, and then to install Mac OS, we'll find something. I don't know. Anyways, let's take this thing apart. Okay, first off, about that keyboard earlier, these are little pull tabs, but I'm going to need a spudger to get the keyboard up, I guess. Alright, here's my spudger that I always end up losing at some point. I get it back and then it just goes away again. Okay, this keyboard tab is stuck down. What about this one? They're both almost stuck down. The keyboard's still, oh, there it goes. Oh, beautiful. It's like I'm lifting up the actual membrane and not the part that I'm supposed to be lifting up. Okay, hold on. I need to go get like a disassembly guide for this thing real quick. It feels like something else I have to do to take the keyboard off. Either that or this keyboard is just extremely stuck down. Some of the keys feel a little... Oh, that one was not mounted properly. That's what it was. Alright, I've got a different MacBook here for assistance. I probably should have removed the battery before we started disassembling anything. Out it goes. Oh, finally. Okay, that did not have to be that difficult. And the keyboard is very stretchy. Okay, I don't really know what I wanted to get out of this. The hard drive is not under here. I guess the keyboard's going back on for now. Until the, like, RAM suddenly dies or something. Some crazy, wacky thing happens. Okay, it's not going all the way back in, but as long as the laptop closes without cracking the screen, we're good. Oh yeah, the hinge is also kind of dying. It's just, yeah, it just goes down like that. Alright, normally I'm supposed to remove a bunch of Phillips screws, but there's only 3 on here. I think that's less than half of the original number, so we're doing great right now. That screw was a little bit stripped. That's okay though. Alright, next step. Oh, that's not going well. Yeah. Oh, sweet, there's like a little ball of tape in here. There we go. This thing is so dirty. I don't like that. I didn't want this to be my first PowerBook G4 experience. Alright, next up to get the hard drive out. Alright, let's disconnect this hard drive ribbon to get our hard drive out. Alright, here's our hard drive. I am noticing something. There's no hard drive. So I'm thinking that just might be why we got our little error. And it also just so happens that I don't have another IDE hard drive, which is really inconvenient, because, like, you know, this isn't SATA. I can't just go around using a SATA hard drive, and if I try to use a converter, this space is specifically for an IDE hard drive. If I use a converter, it's going to make it a little bit too large. So what are we going to do? I'm going to take the CD drive out. Oh, sweet, I just noticed. I'm looking at the guide. There was supposed to be two Torx screws holding in the hard drive, and now that the hard drive isn't here, I'm assuming the screws also aren't here. Oh, is that a sticker? Cool, sticker that's not sticky anymore. And I think here's our airport slot too. I don't know why the video really sucks right now. There we go. Alright, here's our CD drive. If you'll notice, if I bring it up to the camera, you'll notice it looks absolutely disgusting. I don't know how this happened, and I don't know if I can fix it, but I'm also going to take it out. Okay, taking the DVD drive out does actually require that you take off the keyboard. So I guess it was required the whole time. What is this? Another sticker? Has this thing been serviced? We've got 2 stickers so far, which means that there's probably a third somewhere along with some random garbage in here. Hold on. There we go. That's horrible, by the way. I'm gonna like wipe that off the desk real quick. I don't know how this happens. There we go. I don't know what to do about these two stickers I have on the side. Let's, I guess flip this thing over. I'm sure it'll be fine if we just, leave all of its insides out like this. Alright, keyboard, you're gonna need to get out once again. Alright, out goes the keyboard. Alright, this shield. Okay, upon turning it over again, we have lost our cool hard drive cover. It's just completely unsecured in there, that's okay. Got a couple more cables to disconnect. I just realized this, got a little, I don't even know if this is a capacitor, we got a little component here that looks like it blew up at some point. That's unfortunate, but it does not appear to be stopping the PowerBook from booting, and it doesn't make a weird smell. Oh, there goes our little clip, this little clip. And here is the PRAM battery, it's right there. Alright, this optical drive, there's not even any shielding covering it, and it's a slot loader, which means I don't really know how it works. This is getting like dust and everything all over my hands. I don't want that. I don't have any like rubber gloves. Okay, I have an idea that just might work. Well, actually I have a couple, but I don't know if I can try the first one right now. Huh, actually, this does not feel good. Okay, we're gonna do our classic, plug this in while it's kind of disassembled. And what I was going to do was go grab my super drive, which is probably it's made too late for this thing, I'm assuming, so it won't work, but we can try. Alright, here's our USB super drive. I just realized having this open like this is making this little bracket a little worse. That's probably not good. Alright, where's the USB port on this thing? Alright, we got the super drive plugged into USB. I don't know if the charger will plug in though if it's at this angle. I also don't know if this thing will want to boot with no hard drive connector and no optical drive. Oh, okay, there we go. We got the red light this time, which usually would be very bad. Well, not really. It just means you have to disconnect the PRAM battery for it to boot. I wonder if that'll change if I put a battery in it. Alright, our battery's in there. Is it still gonna light up red when it's plugged in? Or will it just decide to not do that because there's a battery? Nope, still red. Okay. I don't think this charges the battery either, which means we are going to have to take out the PRAM battery while it's plugged in to get it to boot. Which won't change anything because it was already dead. But, yeah, let's do that. Oh, how nice. The PowerBook closed itself. Okay, I have also noticed that the charger seems to be only barely plugging in. I don't know what that could signify. I don't know, the light's not turning on at all anymore, which means I don't know if it just died in front of me or not. Alright, PRAM battery is out. Well, it's kind of plugged in. Will it turn on or is it dead? It does appear to not be turning on. That's probably what it is. I don't have this board plugged in at all. That's probably not what it is, but you know, we'll put it there anyways. Okay, still nothing is happening. You know, I think this thing might have just, you know, died in my arms right now. No super drive, because it was just, showing the red light of disconnect the PRAM battery to turn on. Hold on, let me make sure this charger even works. That would actually be really funny though if the charger was the thing that died. Alright, I have here an iBook, a G4 iBook. Let's plug it in. No way. It's actually the charger that just died in my arms. Hold on. There is no way, dude. Okay, there we go. I thought that thing just actually died. I didn't think those chargers could really just die. And it didn't. Also, this iBook is fine if you're wondering. It doesn't need charge. It was $10 and it came with its battery and it worked just fine. It's not really, wouldn't make an interesting video. Most interesting thing about it was its price. And its battery does hold an incredible charge. Alright, let's plug the USB super drive back in. Okay, now, charger, are you gonna show me a red light even though there's no PRAM battery connected? There we go, green light, that's what I like to see. This PowerBook isn't dead at all. This is the most alive PowerBook G4 that I own, and also the only one. There we go. Okay, well, I suppose we should test out the super drive when the display turns on. Okay, it's been on. Alright, super drive, are you powered? The super drive is not powered. Sweet, okay. We're gonna have to go with my other plan then. Oh, that's weird. Oh, the display is on and the charger light isn't on. Yeah, the display is still changing. It's still actively on. PRAM battery is not plugged in. Charger is blank. That is strange. It's time for the other idea, which is an idea that probably won't work as well, which means I'm gonna need to firewire everything up. Unplug the super drive. Let's get this out of here. Okay, this next idea will just be me salvaging something from a different MacBook, and I don't have any space left on the camera, so I'm just gonna have to cut back when I have the part salvaged. Okay, my other idea that's probably not gonna work. I just stole the super drive out of a big MacBook Pro, so yeah. Okay, so this already doesn't look like it's going to fit, but if it'll work, it will work probably. Take the plug, that version of the plug off of the super drive here. Take off that plug. Does it fit in here? Okay, the only way this plug fits in is upside down, so I guess our super drive is... Oh wait, no, it doesn't work like that. Okay, well, back to the original plug. Alright, let's see. Does this plug in? Oh, we might have come to a different issue. We got this little screw post here. Oh, that's just from the mounting bracket. I can take that off. Dude, this machine is from 2006 and they're using screws so tiny my camera won't even focus on them. That's too tiny. You don't need to have screws that small. Okay, we got that part of the bracket off. I think we can probably leave everything else on. How do I want to do this? Will this even work in the first place? Is this the same type of connector even? Yeah, or at least it looks like the same type of connector. Well, I mean, looks pretty connected to me. I am just going to have that rest there so the super drive has something to rest on. And now I need something for the whole lower half to rest on, or else this hinge is going to close on itself. Here's an old hard drive. I mean, it works. Now let's see if this thing lights up in flames and totally destroys my good super drive. If I plug it in. There's my plug. Let's plug this into here. Hope that it doesn't burst into flames. We got green light, which is good. That's what we're supposed to be getting. Let's turn this thing on. If it does burst into flames, I'm ready to pull the plug. Okay, I can't reach the power button. Hold on. Well, I'm certainly pressing the power button, and it's certainly plugged in. I don't think it's posting, because it's not chiming. The charger light isn't changing, though. I would think it would at least, like blink if it wasn't posting correctly. Okay. Well, that's nice. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Well, I pulled the plug immediately, but I have to hope my super drive isn't fried now. Yeah, it was not posting. Oh, now it's gonna smell bad in here. Well, I'm gonna turn the fan on for the rest of the video so that gets to be in the background if my phone records it. Oh, it smells like factory. Oh, that's not nice. Well, that's certainly something. So my idea happens to have not worked. And I may have fried my one good super drive, which is extremely unideal because that was my one good super drive. That's what I use for CD burning. That smell is not leaving my room. That's probably not good to breathe in either. Well, I turned my air freshener on, the fan's on, which is probably going to sound really annoying in the video. Okay, there's the air freshener smell. I probably should have looked up if those two drives were actually compatible. It's got the same plug, but I'm assuming the super drive is just trying to draw way more power. Either that or it's secretly some extremely different type of plug. Should I try and unplug it right now? I think that would probably be okay. Is that okay with you? Oh, your board is really hot. There we go. Unplug that. I don't know. It doesn't really look like anything lit ablaze. If the camera wants to focus on it, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything exactly got too hot. It's not the first time in this room that I've had the magic smoke release, though. And surprisingly, it wasn't from that one capacitor over here. That capacitor is pretty hot. It might be that capacitor. I don't think the smoke is from the capacitor, but if that even is a capacitor. I guess that's what you get when you try to spend $30 on a titanium PowerBook. Okay, well, I have another plan to get macOS on here, but I'm not sure if I should do it at this point after the magic smoke has been released. I think it came out of the port that the super drive was connected to, though, so if it boots without a CD drive, it'll boot if its port is completely fried, unless it just releases more magic smoke. Oh yeah, I forgot, we're gonna need a hard drive for this. Okay, well, I'm just gonna let this one cool down a little bit. Okay, donating its hard drive temporarily, because it's probably gonna go right back in here. The PowerBook G3. There's no space on the table right now. Okay, well, I just want to demonstrate real quick that this PowerBook G3 is completely fine and working. See? Display's just fine. This thing's okay. It's actually working off of battery right now. It's not even plugged in. And also, I just realized I wouldn't even need to use my other okay, shut up. I wouldn't need to use my other tactic, my other strategy to get macOS on here if I just swapped in this one's hard drive. This hard drive the one that's in here was originally from the 14-inch iBook G3. So I think it's a 20 gig drive or a 40 gig drive. Either way, it's running macOS 9 right now, and if we give it some time to think, there's also a second partition on here for macOS 10. Shut up. Yeah, there's a second partition here for macOS 10. So if this thing wants to boot, which this one actually doesn't boot macOS 10 from that partition. I don't really know why, but it just won't. So, yeah, we're gonna swap over this thing's hard drive, which is extremely easy, by the way, because for some reason it wasn't booting properly when it had its hard drive bracket in, so I had to take that out. But if we take out its battery that's still working just fine. Look at that, no corrosion. Take out its battery under both of the expansion bays, those little things that you pull back. That lets you lift up the keyboard, lift it backwards, comes right out, and then there's the hard drive. All we need to do to get to it is we grab our screwdriver. Where is my screwdriver? Oh, why is it all the way back there? Oh yeah, I think because I had to drop it when the PowerBook released the magic smoke. Okay, we grab our screwdriver, we unscrew the heatsink screws, we pull up on this little lever here. There's our heatsink, there's our processor, and here's our hard drive. We can just kind of pull that out of its little cage, or well, lack thereof, because it's kind of missing its bracket entirely. I'll just put its adapter right there for now. And here's our IDE hard drive, because the one that came with this was extremely dead. I don't know if I'll include the video of it when I first powered it on, but yeah, it's extremely dead. Oh, and I also kind of used it to release some more magic smoke from an iMac when I tried using an adapter. Except that one was much worse. That released a lot of magic smoke, and I got to see a fully red wire. The wire color was supposed to be black. It was glowing orange, not red. That's what I meant. Anyways, here's our donor hard drive. Put that to the side, and we will just reassemble this thing, which isn't difficult at all. Oh wait, no, I forgot the heatsink. That's what's difficult. This really is the most difficult part, though, because you have to kind of fit it back in a weird way. go. Press it back down, get one screw, screw it back in, but not too much, because then you might end up stripping the screw. Screw the other screw back in, but not too much, because then you might end up stripping the screw. Like I'm doing right now, apparently. Okay, now that the heatsink's back in, put the keyboard here. Make sure it's actually fully pushed up against that. Press both sides down. Now we grab our battery and put it back in. And now this thing won't boot until you plug it in. See? Nothing. Even if you have a charged battery in, if you've taken it out, you need to plug it back in for it to properly boot again. So let's just close that up. And I'll put it to the side until I need to plug it in to boot it again. Okay, well, now that we've got our hard drive here, our IDE hard drive, we can just plug it in like so. This is hurting my hands. I have to poke all the solder joints to get this thing plugged in, I guess. Okay, hold on. Alright, we've got our cloth here. There, that's plugged in. Beautiful. Alright, it's going to be completely unmounted, but we're just going to plug this in, or at least that's what should be happening. And that's what did happen. Our IDE hard drive is all plugged in, and now we can hope that this thing will not release more magic smoke. First off, oh, we can actually lift it up now without it getting all angry. Okay, actually, just to take precautions, I'm gonna do a slight amount of research to see if I can put an IDE hard drive into this without it messing anything up. Okay, I think the hard drive probably shouldn't light up in flames if I plug the TiBook in. So it's had some time to cool off. There is no CD drive plugged in there, so it should power on and shouldn't release the magic smoke. But just in case, I will be holding my hand on the power connector the whole time. Here goes. We got green light. We gotta power it on with this hand now. This is really inconvenient. Is it dead? Well, that's certainly something. I don't think the magic smoke would have completely, fried this thing's motherboard. Okay, I'm gonna try something a little strange. I'm just gonna plug the PRAM battery back in so that it shows me the red light when it's plugged in. Okay, this should be showing me the red light. Why is it green? You're not supposed to do that. You have a dead PRAM battery plugged in, and you're showing me a green light, and your power button isn't spinning up the hard drive? Okay, one last idea, and then I'm gonna have to declare this thing, passed. So, we got our charger. Gonna plug the charger in. We still have the green light, though, which isn't ideal. But then we're just going to disconnect the PRAM battery while it's plugged in. We revived it, I think. Are you alive and well? I hear the hard drive going. Okay, well, I guess all it needed was just a little PRAM battery. I guess it was supposed to be displaying the red light, and then it just didn't. Yeah, no, you can't see it, but it's booting down there just fine. Okay, it hit that same error from before, so I'm just gonna force power it off so I can put this thing back together. Alright, well, let's get this thing together. Now that we kind of put a hard drive in there, I would give the hard drive back to the PowerBook, but I think I'm going to get one of those MSATA adapters for that. Oh yeah, the hard drive is just going to be loose in here now, by the way. I don't know if I should leave the PRAM battery in here. There's no point in leaving it, but there's also not really a point in taking it out. If it stops booting, I'm just going to need to plug it in and then unplug it again, so might as well just have it there, unplugged, in case I need to plug it in then unplug it again. However, the DVD drive, is kind of toast. I have no idea how to open one of those pre-super drive, pre-normalized DVD drive shaped DVD drives. This thing is just, I have no idea how it works, so it's kind of just dead weight. And also I may have fried the DVD drive connector. So there's that too. Let's get this thing back together, which is going to be incredibly easy because it wasn't that difficult to take apart. Dude, this extra plastic frame is just kind of, is this plastic? I don't know. Either way, this extra frame is just not at all secured on here. Okay, can this side go back on? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna screw in that specific screw right there. Is this even the right screw hole? It doesn't seem like it because the screw isn't screwing into anything. It's under here. There's your screw hole. Oh, is that what it is? The whole thing is just kind of like falling apart in front of me. Alright, well you screw in now. There you go. That's better. Not really, because you're still kind of falling apart at every other point where you're not supposed to. Oh, that was the strip screw. Okay, I'm not gonna screw it in that far then. Or it can just not stop screwing in. Alright, battery, you're going back in. Try not to also light on fire when you get plugged in. I mean, overall, this thing is this specific laptop is absolutely disgusting, but overall, the titanium PowerBook G4 is definitely one of my favorite Macs. Not this one. This one's one of my least favorites. This specific PowerBook is by far not at all my favorite, but the PowerBook G4 itself is one of my favorite Macs. It looks incredible. Besides this one's the exception. Plug that back in. This here. What is up with you? Just stopping out this thing. I don't know what this is for, but it got like dislodged at one point, so put that back in extremely incorrectly. Okay, well, I mean, we got it all back together. It wasn't even that difficult. It took like 5 minutes just because it would have taken less time. But this thing's kind of stubborn. So let's grab our plug it in. I think it was back here. There it goes. I got green light, orange light, power it on. We go back to green light. Okay, it just didn't boot chime. Alright, as a bonus, my camera can't record the correct refresh rate, so it's going to be a little bit flickery. Okay, shut up. Does your trackpad work? It totally does. Alright, this thing seems to be working just fine, besides the DVD drive, which is now gone. Here we are. Charger light's back to orange, and there's no magic smoke leaking out of any ports. Thanks for the no PRAM battery error. I knew that. Battery. Okay. Well, we have a battery. It's detecting that. I don't know if the battery is completely flat or what. This thing doesn't have an air port. We already saw that. Go to control panels. Startup disk. Does it show OS 10 as a startup disk? Okay, yeah, it does. I don't know if this thing is going to boot right into it, but we can try. There's the chime. Oh, it actually did boot into OS 10.2. That is good. It's exactly what I wanted. It's a shame I don't have any other computers that can install OS 10.0 for this thing, but we will make do with 10.2. The fan is still on in the background, by the way. It's booting. This might be a first time boot, actually. Or, well, I might have actually set up 10.2 on the original machine this was installed on. We'll just have to see. Yeah, okay, I already set it up before. Alright, our screen is looking okay. We'll just close out of all this for now. Trackpad speed is incredibly slow. What do we have on about this Mac? 256 megs of RAM. Okay, I think we can run Tiger then, but I don't want to run Tiger. And we have the 400 megahertz G4, which is kind of surprising. I thought the PRAM battery issue was only on the 500, but let's go into the settings, see if we can fix up this screen yellowing. Displays. Oh, actually first, let's go to mouse settings, increase that tracking speed. That's better. This trackpad feels weird. It's all like glossy. Classic, I think, should be able to work under this folder. Yeah, displays, color. The color LCD profile is just really washed out, and this fixes it. Yeah, and it looks a little strange though. I think this is going to be our most accurate color. Oh yeah, does it right click? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think everything's working. Keyboard seems to work. Okay, well, there's our complete plot twist, is that the magic smoke didn't fry this thing. Its battery is actually charging. Does its sleep sensor work though? Yep. Glowing Apple logo turned off. Bring it back. turns right back on. Sweet, this thing works. Oh, our charger light turned off and then went back to green. That's okay. Well, I'm gonna leave this thing here for a while to charge. So, that's the end of the video. $30 PowerBook G4, almost killed it. Yeah, there's so many screws all over my cable.